What's up guys, Thaddeus here, and today I'll be talking about the racial passive abilities that you get with each race of your choosing. So without further ado, let's get started. First we have the Khajiit. The first one is medium armor expertise, which increases experience gain with the medium armor skill line by 15%. Then we have robust, which increases health regeneration while in combat by 5%. And then stealthy, which improves stealth radius by 1 meter and increases damage done while stealth by 3%. The last one is carnage, which increases critical rating for melee attacks by 1% and damage done by successful crits by 5%. Now moving on to the Wood Elf, we have Archery Expertise, which increases the skill gain with the bow skill line by 15%. Then we have Vigor, which increases stamina recovery in combat while in 3% by 3%, and Resist Affliction, which increases poison and disease resistance by 7 and increases maximum stamina by 1%. Then we have Stealthy, which is the same as the Khajiit, which will increase your stealth meter and the damage done while from stealth. Next, we have the High Elf, which is the Destruction Talent, which increases Destruction staff skill line by 15%, Spell Charge, which will increase your Magicka recovery, Gift of Magnus, which increases your max Magicka, and Elemental Talent, which will increase the damage with Cold Fire or Shocks by 2%. Then we have the Breton skill lines. The first one is Light Armor Affinity, which increases experience gain with Light Armor by 15%, Gift of Magnus, which increases max Magicka by 4%, Spell Resistance, which increases spell resistance by 2, and Magicka Mastery, which increases the magic cost of spells by 1. Next we have the Orc skills. Heavy Armor Expertise, which increases, heavy armor skill line by 15%, Brawny, which increases your max health and stamina by 2%, and Robust, which increases health regeneration while in combat by 5%. Then we have Swift, which will increase your sprint speed and reduce the sprint cost. Next up for Redguard skills, we have Shield Affinity, which increases the one hand and shield skill line by 15%, Vigor, which increases stamina recovery while in combat by 3%, Conditioning, which will increase your max stamina by 4%, and Adrenaline Rush, which restores 1 stamina to the player when damaging an enemy with a melee attack. This can happen no more than once every 3 seconds. Next, for the Argonian, we have Restoration Expertise, which increases experience gain with the Restoration staff by 15%, Amphibious, which will increase your swim speed by 50%, and Argonian Resistance, which will increase your maximum health by 1%, and Poison and Disease Resistance by 7. Last one is Quick to Mend, which will increase your healing received by 2%. Now for the Dark Elf, we have Ambidexterity, which will increase the dual wield skill line by 15%. Dynamic, which will increase the maximum Magicka and stamina by 2, Resist Flame, which will increase your fire resistance by 10 and increase your maximum mana by 1%, and Flame Talent, which will increase the spell power with the fire effects by 1. Now we have Nord skills, which will increase your two-handed weapon expertise by 15%. Then we have Robust, which will increase your health regeneration while in combat by 5%, Resist Frost, which will increase cold resistance by 10 and your health by 1%. That last one is Rugged, which will increase your armor by 2. Well guys, I hope you learned some important and valuable information from the video. Leave a like if you did and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time.